Welcome to your Monday Morning Pearl. I'm Steve Keck. Today I want to talk to you about a subject that's somewhat difficult but important for you to understand as you grow professionally, and that's weaponized incompetence. Weaponized incompetence can play out in two ways. One, it can play out when you intentionally do something poorly so that the responsibility for that thing gets passed off to someone else. And the second way is when you intentionally exploit the incompetence of someone else in a specific area of their role to get yourself the best opportunity not to have to do something. As a salesperson, let's say you tell your boss that you don't like putting information into the CRM because it's a waste of time, and you consistently meet goal. Well, you say that so often to your boss that you effectively underperform in this area, weaponizing your incompetence so that you don't have to do it, and your boss eventually gives up asking you to do it because you're meeting goal. Now, your boss initially may be totally fine with your weaponized incompetence, but what you're really doing is you're robbing the company of essential data that it needs to make good decisions on how to sell to the ICP, which actually inhibits your long-term ability to make future sales. The other way of doing this is if your boss isn't good at reading the data in the CRM, then you consistently avoid putting stuff in there because you know he's never going to look. Now, your boss's inability to manage through the numbers doesn't give you the excuse not to provide those numbers. So what I want you to think about is what areas of your sales process are you weaponizing incompetence by either taking advantage of what your boss isn't doing or finding ways to get your boss to give up on what you're not doing. But I want you to understand that this is a short-term gain. You get a temporary gain for a long-term loss. And here's why. Weaponizing your incompetence robs you of understanding the value and insight of what it looks like to execute a process with excellence. And by doing that, you never get to the point when you're a leader to be able to lead that way because you haven't actually seen it work and you don't believe it. So you won't manage to it either. You will manage to the shortcuts that you've taken. And secondly, it's going to rob you of one of the most critical pieces of being an excellent salesperson, and that is discipline of process. Normally, I wouldn't hit you with so much tough love on a Monday morning, but this is really important. If you weaponize the incompetence both of yourself or of your leaders, you really only end up robbing yourself. And I don't want that for you. We work hard to help salespeople develop the skill sets that they need in order to thrive. And we want them to do that honestly, with transparency, and with pure energy that they have generated from the work that they have earned. You establishing good sales discipline will be one of the most life-giving things for you as a professional that will go forward wherever you go. So, don't weaponize the incompetence of others. Don't allow yourself to weaponize the incompetence that you want to take as a shortcut. And as always, we at Span the Chasm help sales teams create dynamic process by doing the right things the right way repeatedly. So if you or your sales team needs help in these areas, reach out to us and let's have a conversation. You can find us on our website or one of our social channels.